Hey there, gamers. Welcome back to Cryptic Gaming. I hope you've been having a wonderful week. So we now have I think it's 1.5% times silver going on here. Now, that means anything that you go and you sync convoy-wise is going to pay you 1.5 times silver. It typically does. Now, this was originally being called a double silver weekend. I'm not exactly sure what changed on that. We're going to come in here. See, it does say double silver, but when I logged in, it says 1.5. So there was some rumors that we were going to be able to use our silver chest and they should double. So what I did is I went ahead and just kind of saved all my silver up to test this thing. So I'm not going to be surprised if this doesn't work. I'll actually be more surprised if it does, simply because most of the information where this source came from typically doesn't pan out. So let's see what we got here. So silver chest, we got 156, and it does show that there's possible loot 1.5% silver. So I don't know if that means we're definitely going to get it or if we are going to. Yeah, so it just says it gave us 1.5 silver at 293,967. Now I don't know if that's what it should have paid out anyway. I have no way of knowing that. So it looks like it's actually supposed to be giving us that. So hey, I mean, that's actually good news. So that looks like it's going to work for everybody. We're getting 1.5 silver on all these different boxes that we're opening up. Anything that awards silver looks like is going to give us extra silver. So hey, that is a theory that's tested out sound. So that is always nice to see. Now we're going to open up these bags over here too. So basically what I did is I did the large silver boxes and then the silver chests. I didn't have any. Looks like right at 130,000 on that. So yeah, wasn't too bad. Not a bad little setup. So that's definitely good to see. So definitely make sure that you can do those silver boxes. Now I don't recommend going and spending your guild points on a bunch of silver boxes over here, because I mean that's just kind of a waste of money in my opinion. But you do what you want to do. Now I am looking at something here. I don't know if selling to Scarlock is going to give us 1.5 times silver that we normally would get. Let's go check that out real quick. That should show up in the store. I imagine that's just going to be from the reward system, but hey, it could be one of those things that pay out to everything. So let's test all avenues and see what we can come up with here. But I got to tell you, I've been playing this Mafia: The Old Country. I am loving the game. So the storyline, I pretty much finished with it on the last mission with it. Kind of taking my time with it. But looks like they will have just kind of a free roam mode type deal that you can enter into later. So that's going to be kind of cool to check that out. But loving the horseback, the racing, the cars and stuff. It seems to be, from what what little I know, I should say, of that time period, it seems like it's pretty accurate, pretty awesome on some things. So we're going to do a little selling here. We're going to switch over to the warehouse. Let's see what he's paying, if it's doubled up. I'm not expecting it to, but it doesn't hurt to look and see. Okay, so here's our products. Nope, does not look like they're going to be doing any kind of doubling up. So something you can remember to watch for is you can come in here and there's certain things that you can pick up, like these firearms and stuff like that. You can buy low here and sell high somewhere else. So that's going to be pretty nice to be able to do. That's going to get you some extra silver as well. But for the double silver weekend, as they're calling it, just hitting convoys are going to be giving you a lot of silver. It's going to be giving you those boxes, and the boxes are paying out that 1.5 times on there. So that could be the difference between the double and the 1.5, is the boxes are paying 1.5, whereas the convoys themselves pay double. Let's go check that theory real quick, just so we can tell you yes or no for sure. Okay, looks like we've got a convoy over here. We'll see if it doubles or if it's just 1.5. If they would just do a half silver fast travel weekend, you could actually save quite a bit of silver. That's for sure. Okay. Yep, it looks like it's 1.5 across the board. So there again, not sure why they're calling it a double silver weekend, but you can get 1.5 times out of all your boxes that you've saved up. So that is a good thing to be able to report on as a positive there. So we do have new patch notes coming up here soon. Still waiting to get the new roadmap. As soon as that comes out, guys, we'll definitely get that information out for you. But as for right now, it sounds like they're really going to be focusing in on smoothing out some of the bugs that we've been encountering in the game, such as the loading in from the splash screen, which is sometimes it gives you this thing where as soon as you load in, it says disconnected from server, disconnected from host, and all these different types of things. They're supposed to be working on that, so that'll be nice to see that actually get fixed. And then, of course, other aspects of the game, such as loading over from Tier 2 going into the Mega Fort Wolvenhall mission. There's been kind of some hit and miss on that, where sometimes you have to leave and drop out of your crossplay network and you come back into it, and so on and so forth. So they're supposed to be working on that as well, just kind of really smoothing in a lot of issues, getting rid of some of the early bugs, and some of the bugs that we're seeing even within some of the mission lines for the new players. They've had quite a few little bugs pop into some of those missions, and they're going to be working on that. So definitely stick with it. Make sure that you hang in there. And like I said, we got some pretty cool things lined up on the calendar so far for what it's looking like. Of course, the Moonshiners will be continuing to push through, and we're going to be seeing some of the new events or repeat events from last year. So for those of you who are looking for some weaponry or even some of those rare furnitures, make sure that you're checking out like the Serpent's Wrath. That's going to be Zang, by the way. That usually takes place over in the Indies. I'll show you where that usually happens on the map. The Missouri is currently running in here as well. Then of course we're going to have a Piece of 8 weekend, which is going to increasing the pieces of 8 that I'm assuming get from the bosses. It may have something to do with collecting 8s. I don't know that it's going to have anything to do with our actual factories, but it would be awesome if it did. But at the very least, we're going to be able to get more pieces of 8 when we're running those events. And then we're going to see the Gloria Dorn returning in here, guys, for the cosmetics. So some really nice cosmetic events coming up as well. So just hang in there, stick with it. Double Guild Marks coming up on the 30th. And then on September 2nd, we're going to get that new Dark Tide Lullaby. And it looks like we're in for a new furniture. We're in for a new torpedo. It looks like you're going to be able to earn those Nashker weapons as well in there, plus whatever they end up putting in the Uneeda store. I noticed that a lot of weapons came available with this past Moonshine event that we haven't seen since last year, so it would be really awesome if we actually seen something like the heliports and things like that come back available. Not saying for sure that's what's going to happen, but it wouldn't surprise me to see that actually coming into the game here before too long. So for those of you trying to get your fangs and sea monster stuff up, that's going to be a great event. Darrell the 7th is going to pay you extras on those as well. And again, Reaver's Revenge coming in, Soleil Royale. You're going to have a chance to really get caught up on a lot of these weapons. So for those of you look for like Foul Isles and just all these different types of demi cannons and really great weaponry that you can find in here, you got a lot of opportunities between now and looks like it'll be coming up for middle of October is whenever we'll start season 3. So we'll catch everybody later, and y'all have a wonderful day.